welcome to Anime Amigos, the reason why I'm slowly going insane.
And losing his hair.
I'm not losing my hair, and stop doing the fart hand noises.
Hello everyone.
I'm the good one in the group.
I'm
debatable.
Welcome. I am on paper the leader, Calvin Atkinson, the Pokemon punk.
Also by contract. Hello, I'm Reese, the Gundam Guru.
And not by popular vote. I'm Ren, the JoJo genius.
I'm Elliot, the Vanguard Vagrant, and welcome to the Anime Amigos, the anime podcast equivalent of Ready Player 2. Like a consistency, like a focus, terrible main cast, and clearly made just for the money.
Ready Player 2?
Yeah,
that's real.
Did you not know that existed?
Thankfully not.
If you want my advice, don't read it. It's
Also,
awful. It's like one of the worst science fiction books I've ever read.
Also because it lacks the Gundam in it.
Also, if you hear whimpering, it's because Ripley's back.
No.
Yay.
She's currently under the table, and we don't want to disturb her since this is the most docile we've got her all day.
Our mascot has returned. We've got two mascots.
So we have a small dog maybe wandering around the studio.
That's fine.
Oh.
This is acceptable.
So, rather late to the party, but we're going to talk about some new movies.
Yes.
And again, we are aware these came out. The first one of these came out in cinema like a couple of months ago in the UK, but
I think it's around June, wasn't it?
Something like that.
I think so, yeah. But it was we decided to hold it off until all of us could see it because some of us don't live close to cinemas that were playing it.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Unless you live in London, you are not guaranteed to see
You
an
say
anime
some of
film.
us, I think it's just me. I think I was the only one who didn't see it in cinema.
Reese used to work at
Yes,
one.
but I didn't want to
Yeah.
publicly shame
Do you
you
still
in
work
any
there?
way.
No, I don't.
You don't.
So I was trying to be.
Especially because
trying
it's
to
shut
be
down
nice.
as well now.
Oh, heavy. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
So let's talk. So on that note, let's talk Demon Slayer.
Hang on. Do we have a lead in?
No,
What?
let's talk Demon Slayer.
You usually have an opening thing. You have an
I
opening...
did.
Yeah, Ready Player 2.
Oh, I suppose that was
We've
it,
done-
wasn't
Yeah, did you not?
Are you
Did you not
awake?
understand?
You know what my
I
mind's
always,
like.
yes, I
You know
always
what
have an
my-
open. I always have an opening joke. How did you not pick up that
I don't
Ready
know,
Player
I-
2 thing
I-
was one?
Have
See, this is what happens when Ren moves out and he gets touch with reality.
It's
He loses touch with us.
It's because I asked a question. I was like, I thought you were just saying something.
Have
I
you
was like,
seen this man play Dark
Oh,
Souls?
good lord. My brain is not on form today.
Exactly.
Listen, I worked 6 days over the weekend. I am tired.
Watch our Dark Souls live streams. You want to see Ren dying and me do some really stupid jokes,
And
which
me.
everyone loves.
Speaking of which, you get to make up for it today because I'm doing Demon Souls.
Hey.
Hey!
Not
Yeah,
progress
you
for-
2 for 2. Let's go.
I did not progress for the entirety of the hour-and-a-half stream.
Yeah, from what I was doing D&D at the time. Hi guys, but I'm certain that I'm pretty sure you didn't beat Sullivan.
No,
I
he spent an hour, got nowhere, gave up, and went and did another boss instead.
Yeah, apparently he did the dancer. I like to note you are doing it in very opposite order.
I know,
in
but
a very wrong order.
I was having a way easier time fighting the
Yeah,
dancer.
he actually more
Pontiff.
damage. The dancer almost killed her.
Way better than
He only got to the second stage of Sullivan
Pontiff with once.
once.
You're meant to kill Aldrich before you go. Before you take on the route to Prince Lothric.
I think I'm just gonna have to.
Yeah,
do
but the
off-screen
point is he
grind.
can't get to Aldrich because
Yeah.
the Pontiff's in the way.
Yeah.
And he can't kill the Pontiff, so he can't get to Aldrich.
Maybe that's because you keep leveling up in dexterity.
It's important, okay?
Well, now, people, let's talk. Now we're really going to talk about Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
So, we all obviously really like Demon Slayer. We nominated it for Anime of the Year in 2019.
It's dead good.
And
Yet, none of you brought merch with you to represent it.
I don't.
I was the only one to bring something Gundam related.
I don't have any merch.
I forgot my manga.
I brought myself. I am Demon
That's
Slayer
what
related.
happens when you spend all morning trying to quickly finish the main story of Pokemon Snap so you can try out the DLC.
Because someone forgot there was a final boss.
I bought Ripley, which, if you ask me, is a bit like Nezuko.
I bought Kill the Kill.
Excellent.
That awkward silence speaks volumes.
Demon Slayer made headlines before we even saw it, considering that this new film, is the highest grossing Japanese film in the American box office ever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is it highest grossing in Japan?
Europe.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Ever. I think it was like half a...
Yeah.
It's $500 million.
Yeah, like considering how long Demon Slayer has been going on for. I think it started like 2017.
2019. The manga started, yeah.
Manga started 2017. Anime came out 2019. It is insane how massive it's gotten.
Yep.
Like, apparently it's outsold Batman.
What was the fact?
It's worse than that. It's outsold Marvel and DC combined.
Oh my god!
Because in the top 20 selling graphic novels, numbers that have been published for North America, Marvel and DC don't even crack the top 20 anymore.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
all
it's-
manga.
Yeah, it's all like that's going for like those 4 months.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which makes that thing you shared on the former Forky CEO being even more humorous.
Yep.
Where he says manga will never be popular here.
I think One Piece has now outsold Batman as well. It's number 2 below Superman. I think.
I think it's because people don't like buying individual issues of.
No, it's worse than
comics.
that. Western comics are now shit.
Yeah. There's. I feel like there's just.
Also, I feel like there's so much to learn. There's just way too much when it comes to comic books. Like there's so many arts with Batman and Superman and all these things that it's just not gonna be as easy. And like, also, I think we can admit the Marvel and DC films have not convinced that many people to become comic book fans.
I think the films are just the superior form of media for the type of story.
For Marvel, yes. For DC, no.
But I mean, like as I said, they haven't been converted to comic fans from the films, despite how massive they have been. Anime, pretty much almost always convert. If you're a massive big enough fan of anime, you'll always be converted to manga, which is like just really easy to do.
The weird thing is though, do you like or dislike people that say when an anime series ends and it hasn't really ended, they say read the manga?
I dislike it.
Not really, I'll be honest.
I mean, it's annoying. It's annoying when you have to go and read the manga because the anime hasn't finished.
I mean,
or will
I
finish.
don't really mind because if I like an anime enough, I'll read the manga anyway.
Yeah.
The thing I just don't like is when people spoil the manga.
Yes.
And also, just circle back to comic books now. DC is that bad. In the top 20 comics exclusive list, DC only got 1 book in the top 20.
Really?
The rest were Marvel or Boom Studio comics.
I like Boom Studios though.
What have they done?
They did a really good comic called Lumberjanes.
Oh, no,
And they also did the Amazing Power Rangers series.
They're doing a lot. They're doing a lot of the Nickelodeon stuff as well. Like
Yeah.
they're doing a Rugrats comic at the moment.
And Ninja Turtles.
I quite like the Magic the Gathering had a comic series. I think it's still ongoing, but that was really good. They released promo cards.
I think we need to get back to the point,
Sorry,
right?
yes.
Because
See, like Ready Player 2, lack of focus. And no, I will not stop shitting on that book. Ernest Cline, you are a terrible writer.
So, when it comes to Demon Slayer's popularity, I think it was. I find it very. I'm not surprised because I don't think it entered, but I'm surprised it didn't get nominated for Best Animated Feature, considering the historical significance of the film. But
What do you mean by that?
well, it's the highest grossing Japanese
yes,
film,
yeah.
so you would have thought it would get some nominations on that.
Well, a
basis.
simple reason for that. The Oscars is all about money.
Well,
Yeah, it's a bribery contest,
Yeah.
essentially.
Interestingly, I heard I watched Mother's Basement video on the movie just before I kind of came in here actually, and he pointed out that even with Disney boosting Ghibli's Spirited Away, which is formerly one of the highest grossing, it still outsold it by like about I think it was 100 million or so,
Yeah.
which is very significant, obviously.
Yeah, but again, only one non-Ghibli film that's an anime has been nominated for Best Animated Feature.
You know what
No,
I mean? No, Silent Voice.
no,
No, they weren't. That
were?
pissed off so many anime
no.
fans.
Mirai got nominated.
You're right, I never saw.
That's Mamoru Hosoda's film. He deserved the nomination, but he got nominated for the wrong film. He should have been nominated for Wolf Children or The Boy and the Beast.
We just need to accept that Boss Baby is a better film than Your Name.
Not
Anime fans need to get it.
I don't even like that joke, man. Seriously.
Well, it's clearly obvious because Boss Baby's had sequels and a hit TV show. You can't argue with results, Cal.
So
It's right there in black and white.
now, here's the thing about Demon Slayer with us. None of us said it was our favourite anime of 2019, though.
It was, looking back, it is really close.
It's very good, and I think a lot of us... It made the top 3 of us collectively, but it didn't win. Vinland Saga won in our one.
You did.
And which was incidentally your choice.
Yes.
Not a bad choice.
No,
it's a very good choice. Vinland Saga was a fantastic anime. But I find it interesting that we're talking about this, but we've never gone as much into how hype on Demon Slayer as I think everyone else has.
I
think that's perspective that we're coming into this film with.
I do think the time at which the movie came out is really significant, considering how few cinema releases we've had in terms of anime films.
Did you, Ellie, because you got it digitally, did you see it in sub or dub?
I think there was only the dub option.
There was a sub option. I found a way to purchase the sub version.
Well, I watched it in dub. I just like to know, going from watching exclusively in sub, the anime exclusively in sub, to watching the movie in dub.
Yep.
Super weird.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah. Incidentally, since this is the first time we actually all saw the dub, how do we all feel about the dub casting?
I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, it's alright.
Do you know one of the things I found weird? Tanjiro is voiced by this. I watched the Tonikawa dub recently because I wanted to see how that turned out. And Tanjiro is now voiced by the same actor who plays NASA, and he's doing the exact same voice for both characters. So that was a weird juxtaposition.
Oh wow.
I think the best casting though was
Tasty.
Yes.
Tasty.
10 minutes straight.
Just.
I do. Who do you think was the best casting though?
Tanjiro's really good.
I'd probably say either for this film in particular, actually Inosuke is
Inosuke is so well
Inosuke
cast.
is really good. I'd probably say though it's a tie for me between Inosuke, Rengoku, and the demon they had to fight.
Yeah, I wondered.
Yeah, because for me, the voice actor for
Zenitsu.
Zenitsu just made my ears bleed.
Yeah.
To be fair though, I prefer him to the Japanese voice
Yeah,
actor.
in all fairness, it's
Yeah.
still very fitting to the manga.
It's just in the cinema, like every time he'd say something, it's like,
Yeah.
bleeding.
Do you know what we think? That being said, I am still rooting for Zenitsu x
Ex-Nezuko.
Nezuko.
Mhm.
No, I'm not.
No, they simp
No, it's
too,
just
they simp.
it's just him simping for her and
Yeah,
her just
it's not in reverse.
being silent all the time.
Let's not go into bad faith.
By the way, this film did not have nearly enough Nezuko.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
non-spoiler wise, we'll go between us. What do you think, Reese?
I enjoyed it. The only major downside for me was the bad CGI.
I didn't mind the CGI, honestly.
Do you mean in
Oh,
the latter half?
Yeah, when the train happens.
Yeah.
Elliot, non-spoiler thoughts for you?
Oh, I loved it. It was so fucking good.
I
Ren?
really enjoyed it as well. I thought it was fab.
I thought it was really good. I felt it actually it was it didn't really to me feel like a film until the second half. The second half is where it felt very cinematic. Other than that, it felt like this could have just been a bunch of episodes that were put together.
That's kind of what I like about this show. It doesn't feel like it's like a mass. It doesn't feel like this is Demon Slayer on a grander scale. It more just feels like this is just a continuation of the story.
I think the final portion of the film felt like made me feel as though it would have been more of an arc. But obviously they probably didn't have enough to make up a 12 episode or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think I don't think it didn't work. I think it worked really well, but it kind of felt additional or tacked on almost. Is that just me?
Yeah, kinda.
Maybe
But it's still, we all kind of found the film tasty.
Tasty.
I had to promise him in the car ride home I would never do that if we got sushi or something.
Oh no, please do.
Absolutely do.
Just because I must be honest, I was wondering what all the hype about Rengoku was, considering he was on everyone's feed, he was on the big poster.
Yeah.
They really justify it. Rengoku's the best addition
So cool.
to the cast.
So cool.
Oh, Rengoku was such a cool character.
Fight scenes are excellent.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there was
Always top notch.
Yeah,
again,
100%.
The animation was phenomenal as always.
one of the things I found interesting is Tanjiro has worked very well as a main character, and what I found interesting about him is they've kept him not being overpowered or even close to being on a level with the villains. He always seems like he's weaker than the villains.
Yeah. Which is really, that's good. Nice to see.
It's actually really refreshing considering a lot of shonen and manga and anime do tend to focus on really overpowered characters and this isn't a shitting on this, I still love this anime, Jujutsu Kaisen.
I was about to say
with the main character is super powerful. But I think he just goes up against the equally powerful villains when the demons not possessed him.
Sorry, you were going to say something.
No, you go for this one because my point is a bit more of a bookend to it.
I was going to say, I relate Tanjiro very much with Deku in both their personality. They're both very meek and caring people, but also they start off in this really underdog position, fighting against the more experienced people, the more powerful things, until they find their niche. Tanjiro has this breathing technique, which he discovered at the end of Demon Slayer. Deku is now understanding more about his power. it feels like it's nice to see the shift, but like certainly where Tanjiro's at, he still definitely does not stack up against the enemies that he has to fight.
Yeah,
definitely.
Also, next month, this will not be we're all taking a shit on season 5 of My Hero Academia like everyone else is.
Are they?
Really?
Yeah, seriously.
Season 5 is good.
Yeah.
Seriously, people are not enjoying it.
I'm loving it. What are you on about?
And more people are freaking out because the latest chapter online leaked.
Oh, did it?
Yes, I remember I told you what the revelation about it was.
Luckily, I haven't. I haven't seen it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Elliot, I'll keep you out of the loop on this one, but
Yeah.
trust me, I tried to stay out of the loop of it, but you go on Twitter long enough, it's going to get revealed.
Yeah.
Strangely
Especially when it
enough,
was on trending tab.
strangely enough, I'm really good at avoiding spoilers. I have no idea why.
I did go, oh Christ, why is this character
Yeah.
trending?
Who was it?
Honestly, when I went on My Hero Academia when it was trending, all I saw was pictures of Emmy in the Santa costume.
Who was it? It was you who avoided the Gurren Lagann spoiler, wasn't it?
Yes,
Somehow.
I did as well.
I successfully avoided it until the episode. And I watched it a decade after it
I
came
know, I
out.
can't
Yeah.
understand. Even I knew. I saw it the first time I heard about the show. I was like, what? Okay.
No, I generally managed to avoid
Yeah.
it and just kept. And I watched Gurren Lagann, still probably one of my favorite anime. And
So good.
also,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, Watch Mojo, you suck,
Oh, yeah.
because they put it on unsatisfying anime endings
Eh?
Yeah.
for the fact. Spoilers for Gurren Lagann. So
I'll cover my ears.
skip a little bit ahead, but they didn't like. Actually, no, minor spoilers. I'm going to say they didn't like what happened with Simone in the end.
What?
Yeah.
It's the theme of the whole show.
The fact that he,
It's meant to move
the
past-
fact that he didn't sort of get better treatment.
That being said, though, they did do alright in one of their lists with endings that fans hate with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V.
Yes.
Have you guys heard about how the manga ended?
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
They also did. I also think they got right Tokyo Ghoul, because that just did not end well.
is that the anime or
The anime.
Okay, I haven't finished the manga, or at least the re-series, because I'm not that big on it. I'll be honest. It
Yeah.
just it took away a lot of the dynamic that the original Tokyo Ghoul had. And it's just like, oh, now there's a very, very clear bad guy.
So
Yeah.
what do you guys think? Okay, so
Getting back to the point.
on
Yeah.
here's an interesting question actually. Now that we've had this film out and we probably should wait until Jujutsu Kaisen's film comes out. But out of the two shonen that have won anime of the year at the Crunchyroll Awards, which one do we think did a better job though, Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer?
Hasn't My Hero Academia won?
No, it didn't.
Oh,
It
it
hasn't-
hasn't
hasn't-
won.
No, wait,
won.
I thought it won in 2017.
No.
Season 2.
No, it won. It took the bulk
Oh
of the
yeah,
award.
Made in Abyss. Yeah.
Made in Abyss took the award. In fact, while we're here, why don't we rank, since Demon Slayer is involved in this, let's rank all the anime of the year winners. So Yuri on Ice, Made in Abyss, Devilman Crybaby, I know, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen. Which one would we say is do we rate the most?
Well, for me, it has to be Made in Abyss still. Because it has that emotional gut punch throughout the series.
I would still say Demon Slayer. I still have not seen Made in Abyss. I haven't seen Yuri on Ice, and I do not like Devilman Crybaby.
I'm on the same page as Elliot. I think it's probably Demon Slayer / well, yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna agree with Reese on this one. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Made in Abyss, but but I'd say Demon Slayer comes very close.
Yeah.
I'm just really hoping Made in Abyss eventually comes to Crunchyroll and just leaves High Dive. Because I think High Dive now is not being a very PC streaming service for anime.
I
Like
will
we've had Redo of a Healer earlier, now we have the show you said to avoid.
Yeah, I took a bullet for you guys there.
I guess they.
I don't have High Dive anymore, so
I will say the reason I keep my High Dive subscription is because it has a lot of the Sentai dubs, which are very hard to get your hands on. So I still think there's a reason to subscribe on that basis. But some of the stuff on them, just Jesus.
Yeah, because I'm sorry for the day that Funimation just buys them out.
I suspect. Again, you think they're having trouble buying out Crunchyroll?
Yeah.
Is it just me, or does shonen recently feel like it's had a massive? I know it's always been one of the most popular genres, but it's had a massive resurgence.
I think Demon Slayer has definitely contributed to that.
I think it's probably because the big three are starting to come to an end. Bleach has ended, Naruto has ended.
Bleach is coming back. The anime's coming back.
Well,
Which
okay,
is
the
so
manga has ended.
Yeah.
The Naruto has ended. One Piece is potentially One Piece, we're potentially in like the finally in the final third.
Don't say those words. I'm not ready.
Yeah, the final third is still going to be another 50 years.
Yes,
And,
please. I wanted to outlive me.
So I feel like we're kind of trying to get a lot more stories to.
And we now have the new big three. We have Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, and Black Clover.
Well, not quite. See, Demon Slayer is now finished.
Yeah. So.
And I don't. And as much as I love Black Clover, I don't know if I would consider that in the big three.
But a lot of people are saying it's part of the new big
Yeah.
three.
I think sub Black Clover with Jujutsu Kaisen. I think more people.
No, I say take Demon Slayer. I'll put Jujutsu Kaisen in.
Oh well, yeah, no, Demon Slayer's
finished.
It's weird to think.
Which actually is actually something I find kind of funny because we're not getting any like really long shonen manga now. Like now, I think we're getting more of those 20-volume ones.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I like the fact because like one of the things that I really like the way Demon Slayer's going at the minute is I know there's an end in sight.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so nice. That's such a nice feeling. Is like you don't have this far off vision that you only find out like 200 episodes in, a la Naruto.
Like even with My Hero Academia, I know the end's in sight because they're entering the final arc now.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that the shonen are not outstaying their welcome.
Yeah. To use another example, Full Metal Alchemist is it's a good length show. What is it? 50 odd episodes.
63.
63 episodes.
Yeah.
Brotherhood is at least. I think the first one's like 50.
50 for the first one and 63 for
So,
Brotherhood.
Yeah. Like that's. Like where the ending is. Like it's not this. You have to traipse through everything.
Which makes it even more of a shame that they did promise Neverland like that.
Yeah.
And
Also, don't forget, Fullmetal Alchemist had that amazing live action film.
Yes.
Which we all reviewed.
Yes.
And
yes.
it's one of our best discussions because we did a very good job breaking down why it was bad.
Yeah.
The Bleach one again was really good.
Oh,
I really liked
I
that
think
one,
we
actually.
were going to review that at one point, but I think you were sick for that one.
Probably.
Yeah, and we've said without you, there was no point doing a Bleach one because you're the
that's
biggest
fair.
Bleach fan out of the four of us.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
So, how would you say? Because a lot of people say that Demon Slayer is a spiritual successor to Bleach. Does this film make you think it could be?
That's a good question actually. Because I see aesthetics, Jujutsu Kaisen as more of a
Yeah, in terms of the
continuation.
theming and the aesthetic wise, but I'd say in terms of the combat, it's certainly
Definitely with the combat, but it reminds me a lot of Naruto, but mainly because it's kind of more that Japanese theme, whereas Bleach is like Americanized, I think, in a way.
Yeah.
there's definitely an American influence in Bleach.
Definitely.
Yeah, meanwhile, you can tell Demon Slayer is strictly Japanese.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And
It's
again,
so
you can tell, like, and most of these, and My Hero Academia, for example, is also very Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also with the American superhero influences.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can also tell, the writer was very influenced by Naruto, and he's even gone on record to say he was very influenced by
Yes,
Naruto.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically with the comparison. I mean, everyone keeps saying it's basically Naruto if Rock Lee was the main character.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Pretty much, yeah.
In fact, they even did a death battle for All Might versus the guy.
Versus Might Guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my guy.
Might Guy would kick his ass. Is that what happened in the death battle?
I can't remember the result now.
I mean, he
I
just used
think he does.
he
'cause
just
he-
used the eighth gate, surely.
Yeah.
And also, All Might after a while will just revert back to a skinny form.
Yeah, good point.
So,
That's not even a contest. Sorry.
so
Though at the same time, my guy is now in a wheelchair in
That's true.
Boruto,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Now
sure.
All Might would probably. Oh no! Now it'd be a fair fight. Actually.
I think we're stalled. I think because we're stalling because it's very hard to talk about this film
It's
Without
difficult-
spoilers.
without spoilers.
Yeah. Also, it's just difficult to talk about this film, I think, just without talking about shonen in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it? What did you think of the? Before we go into spoilers, what do you think about the Mugen train setting?
I think it's unique to sort of a small arc. I actually quite like it.
Yeah.
How I was wondering how they could get that much out of just being on a train, but they did very well. It certainly has a bit of a feel of Murder on the Orient Express.
I was just going to bring that up. Yeah.
Especially after we had the not so good Kenneth Branagh version.
Is he doing a sequel?
Yeah, he is.
Another
He's doing one for Death on the Nile.
one? I'd be
Oh.
interested to watch that.
Dawn French and Jennifer Saunders are in it.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I know.
Outstanding.
It's so weird. The casting in those films is so weird.
Yeah.
I do think it does quite a good job. I mean, are we going into? No, not to go into spoilers, but no, because it has like other settings that it brings in, and there's a lot of character building.
It also does a very good job of showing the Demon Slayer's biggest, the villain's biggest achievement is they've kind of sort of corrupted the world
Yeah.
in a sense, and they've made good people do bad things
Yes.
out of
Yeah.
fear for their life.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
And it's what I like as a setting. It does. I don't like the fact they don't make a lot of. Have the out and out evil villains, which I'm glad are still a thing.
Yeah.
But they also have these kind of sympathetic characters who are just trying to do the best that they can think of.
In a way, though, they do still like make you feel a bit of sympathy for the villains. But that's mostly because like Tanjiro himself does.
Yes.
Like I still remember like after the fight in episode 19, after he killed that demon, despite how horrible he was and like how much he hurt him and Nezuko, he still showed some level of sympathy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The weird thing about it is though, is it just me on this one? I'm kind of getting sick of sympathetic villains.
No, the thing is, I feel like I kind of agree. I agree with you, but I feel like it was more because they do sympathetic villains wrong at the minute, like with Corella, for example.
Yeah, Corella's a very good example of how you do not do a sympathetic villain.
Mostly because this is a villain that doesn't need sympathizing. She skins dogs and turns them into coats.
But they killed her mum.
Yeah, by fucking drop kicking her off the cliff.
You know, one of my favourite things about that film is...
I laughed my ass off when I saw that. Like, I was thinking, oh, maybe it will bite her, like, shred her apart. No, just fucking kick drop.
That would make more sense. People have genuine
Speaking
fears
of
of dogs
dogs?
because they get
No,
attacked
it's okay,
by them.
Ripley.
No, my favourite thing of that... One of the most really moments of that film was when Ripley on camera, they do a fashion show after she sort of pretends she's nicked her dogs and turned them into a coat. Because she doesn't actually go through with it in this film, she just pretends to. And the song they play is "Now I Wanna Be Your Dog" by Iggy Pop and the Stooges.
Outstanding.
Like, it's just...
Oh my god, I thought like, really?
That's the stupid thing about that film is, like, they explain only the things that don't need explaining, like how she got her name and stuff. Like, your name is Estella, not Cruella. Just...
really? Really?
Yeah, and she goes. Cruella was her undercover identity to get close to these fashion moguls.
Good God.
Yeah, and of course, the best way to make a villain seem not as bad, have him face another, even worse villain.
Really?
Yeah. They basically made Emma Thompson a complete monster.
It's fucking cool. It's not complex.
Yeah.
Just
I'm not kidding. One of my friends, after the film came out, ranted about it for weeks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy.
Like, they're still ranting about it. Hi, Georgia.
They also add Roger and Anita in for no real reason.
Yeah.
And Roger's played by the guy from Facejacker.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he's playing Roger in these films.
That's bizarre.
I know. And Roger has an extra reason for not liking Cruella now because she fired him as his lawyer.
For fuck's sake. It's not complex.
I know
Just
it's not
don't
complex.
No, that's not the worst. Do you want to know what one of the worst parts? They've now made it canon that Pongo and Purdy are siblings.
I know. Well, to be fair, that's what a lot of dog breeders do now.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, no, seriously. If you hear the
Anyway, mini review of Cruella aside.
let's talk spoilers on
yeah.
Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Just before, because I just wanted to say about the sympathetic villain thing. I think there's a difference between having a villain who's got a good it's compelling to have a villain who's got a justification for why they do evil shit. It doesn't have to be a sympathetic reason, but I think it's good when they give
like
a warped reason.
Like
for
Thanos, for example.
No. Thanos does not have a justification for what he does. He just has.
It's a bad
Yeah,
justification.
no, I mean it's a bad justification, but you can tell like he doesn't want to do it, but he feels like he has a responsibility to.
Yeah.
Except you can also make the argument that he's now so twisted that that's just his mindset, and he really just wanted to do it all along.
But anyway, back to Demon Slayer. I feel like when it comes to sympathetic villains, Demon Slayer does it right because the sympathy doesn't outweigh at all any of the bad stuff that it does. And again, the Tanjiro himself gives sympathy to the villain, so I feel like it's more justified for us to as well.
Do you know yeah, I agree. So, talking spoilers.
Okay, spoilers in 3,
2,
2, 1. Rengoku!
Yeah.
I hated the fact that Rengoku's gone by the end of this film.
Yeah, like
Really?
yeah. Can I be honest? That last fight
Is
didn't feel like it felt like it just came out of nowhere.
That's what I meant about the tacked on nature of the last portion. Is that just felt like.
But at the same time, it is it's the best fight scene.
Like, yeah, it's an amazing fight scene, but it just feels like, it just like I'll be honest. When I just saw that demon just jump out, I just got the thought of, and along came Zeus, he hurled his thunderbolts.
Nice.
Like, just came straight out of nowhere.
Yeah. Hello, I will now be the main villain.
Yeah.
What? We need to set up. We haven't done enough setup for season 2. Bring in another villain.
Except I'm pretty sure that was in the manga. I think. I'm not
Yes,
sure.
obviously. Well, obviously, again, it's the way it's structured. Because I like the fact that all the seasons are now named after the arcs that they are. So, like, this one's the Mugen Train arc. What's the next one again? They have announced it's gonna have the name.
Yeah, I think I actually saw the poster for it on.
It's
on
the
Twitter.
something. It's something art, but they are now naming all the seasons after art. So, I've not read the manga because I don't want to spoil myself ahead of the anime. But whereabouts in the manga do we think we are? Are they at the minute? Because they're like 6 or 7 volumes in at this point.
Probably gonna say. Probably around volume 8, maybe.
Usually, if you get like that long of a season and then this sort of length of a movie, they're normally at volume.
Give me a sec. I'll see what volumes the Mugen Train are.
Yeah, because it'll say on there.
What do you guys think is the best quality of this film?
I think it's when it dives into the characters' backstories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, especially with Rengoku, because they actually, for the small amount of time they have him, they do a very good job building up this character. And why he's good. And also, I love the character's devotion to him when he first starts, especially the floating realm.
Yeah.
We will serve you forever, master.
I will serve you, brother.
Yeah, they needed to give him as much build up as they can to make his death all more impactful. I think. And I think they did such a good job.
For a character that we only really get to know for like 2 hours, to make his death feel that impactful, I think they did an amazing job. I mean, there's no character I can think of where they should have built him up way better in 2 hours and then make his death feel impactful. Superman!
Luke Skywalker, Master Jedi!
Oh, my God.
Yeah, just way to roll back and all that character development.
It apparently takes place from, not volumes, but chapters 54 to 69.
Nice.
So I say around...
Giggity.
I'd say we're probably going to be around volume 7.
So
7, 8 now.
What's it ended on? How many volumes?
27, sorry.
Oh, right, so we still got a good portion.
No, it's like early 20s, I think it was.
I think it was, give me a sec,
hang on, I'll check. That's not my phone. My phone's over there somewhere.
Leave my hentai alone!
I have the Shonen Jump app, give me a sec.
I was gonna say, because I've pre-ordered the final volume, so it would...
And then we'll get Demon Slayer Shippuden.
Nice.
We kind of discussed where Demon Slayer was going when we did our podcast on the PlayStation last day of play, because they show off the new video game in it.
Oh yeah, it's, how is that looking? Does that look?
It looks very
It
good.
looks good, yeah, from the gameplay they've shown.
What kind of formatting do they use for like the battles and things?
It's like a third person.
It reminds me a lot of the Ninja Storm
Good,
games.
good. That's what I want.
Yeah, the breathing techniques look really good in game.
Excellent.
I made a suggestion that they should go...
Oh, it's 23 volumes, by the way.
23 volumes.
So, just to draw a parallel before we discuss Gundam, the fight scenes mostly taking place in the dark.
Which we're about to be in a minute, if that light has anything to say about it.
In my
Zeus!
in my opinion, works a lot better in Demon Slayer because of the visual effects of the breathing techniques. I think it looks outstanding.
There were a couple of scenes there where I thought this could have had a bit more light in it. It's a bit too dark.
Certainly,
Not as bad as the big action scene in Gundam Hathaway, but...
No.
Yeah, which I'll get into.
Which I'm so glad you agree with me on this one.
Yeah. There were a couple of them. I was like,
I can't see anything.
Turn the brightness on my TV!
Myself.
You're making... You shouldn't emulate Fan 4 Stick.
Yeah. Am I the Gundam all along?
Dolby Vision, turn yourself up!
There are a couple of scenes though that like it's very hard to animate scenes at night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because your animation really relies a lot on very primary colours and
I feel like they still did a pretty good job with that.
yeah, they did a very good job.
Yeah.
There's a couple of scenes that don't quite work so.
Oh, but I will say though, did you guys notice it ripped off X-Men 3 Last Stand?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. When Wolverine fights that guy, his arms keep growing back and he chops him off.
Oh, fun, right, yeah.
Everyone was calling out on Twitter when it happens.
I love that.
At least unfortunately we didn't get I'm getting Roku, bitch!
Yeah.
Love that.
Or just Kismet not saying Grodo's back.
I don't... is there anything we didn't really like about the Demon Slayer film?
Well, Reese highlighted the 3D animation.
pretty animated.
Yeah, especially when the whole train itself gets corrupted and goes like Ivan Ooze.
Yeah,
That
it
looks
is like
so
this,
bad
isn't
on
it?
the
Yeah.
outside.
As I said, I didn't think that looked too terrible.
It was so obviously CGI. though.
yeah, but
It
It does stand out a bit too much from.
CGI isn't always like. I think CGI. CGI is not always meant to like blend in with the 2D animation. I feel like it can stand out at times.
Yeah, but it always stands out that much.
And also, at least the frame rate is quite good in the CG
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah. So, some bits kind of felt a little bit irrelevant. I know they had to have like humor in the film, and so
Tasty!
yeah, tasty. But even like the insights into
Is this a new
Zenitsu
everybody
and,
clap your hands?
Inosuke's is so weird.
Yeah.
Just why is this a Tanuki?
Yeah, I like those bits, but they felt a little bit like you didn't need them. But it's a.
I
it's
think
a
they
long movie
I think
anyway.
one of the things they did get out of it was the fact they gave Tanjiro's family more characterization.
Oh
Yes,
my
that
god,
was really good.
I love that bit so much.
Like, because let's face it, they're not really introduced and characterized much before they're killed off in the first episode.
No, yeah.
Because it's literally just like a couple of minutes before we find
Yeah,
it.
I think this one they actually did they did a very good job showing what Tanjiro lost.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, because you only when he loses his family initially, it's just like it's the general assumption of what family
They kind of
means.
just treat it as the inciting incident.
Yeah.
But also,
He just opens the screen door. Oh, they're dead.
but also we see what Tanjiro was, what.
His whole family dynamic was like.
What he was like before
Yeah.
all of this happened. We saw a glimpse of it, like you
And
say,
of
only a
course,
couple of minutes,
before he
but-
become, and the fact what drove him to become the breadwinner of the family.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Truck-kun is on his
Oh,
way.
no.
at last, my time
If you,
has
ca-
come.
if you can't hear, there's a truck reversing in the background.
This-
It just. Wait, is it flying?
Gotta
Just
go-
dives it from the roof.
That'll be a light novel.
The anime-
That'll be a light novel. We were once a part of an isekai discussion podcast, and now we've been transported into an isekai world.
How have they not done an anime from Truck-kun's perspective? I feel like that would be such a good comedy.
Well,
I feel like that would be like
it's
a-
called Transformers.
I feel like that would be like a one-shot manga.
No, it would just be called. It would just be that clip of from Fairly Odd Parents. Everything I touch dies.
Oh, so like Juken is made.
Yeah, I wanted to post that so early on, and someone beat me to it on Twitter. And it's like, you fucks! I thought of that like a minute ago.
Yeah. Other than that, I can't really think of too many things that I really
Yeah,
disliked
no, it's just a
about it.
really good film. It's,
Yeah.
I really felt for Rengoku by the time he dies at the end of it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Actually, more Nezuko would have been good. Just as a general rule.
I think Nezuko's due a bigger. From what I've heard, Nezuko's due a bigger arc later down the line.
she needs some growth. She's been a background thing for a while. Like,
Well, kind of. I mean, we've seen her power develop more as Tanjiro's.
And she really contributed very well to the big fight scene at the end of season 1.
Yes.
Yeah, she contributed to this by headbutting Tanjiro.
Which is very useful. But I suppose because Tanjiro's whole motivation is like, I want to save her. Like, she's the last remaining member of my family. Like she's kind of the object rather than the subject. She needs more of a motivation. I feel.
He's never going to let Zenitsu marry her.
Oh no.
No, God no.
I will say though.
Why does he keep letting him travel with him?
I think
He's useful sometimes
Yeah.
when he's asleep.
I think.
Just keep him knocked. Just keep him up on fentanyl, and you'll be fine.
Well, I think we're at a bit of a. When it comes to Demon Slayer, I think we're at a bit of a crossroads with that show
Yeah.
at the minute, because I'm wondering where exactly is it going.
Well, the train's going to pull up eventually in season 2.
Well, I think my big worry is we're going to get a lot of characters that only come for like a little bit and then go away and we never see them again, and it doesn't really. But that being said, the characters they have developed, they've done a phenomenal job on. So maybe they don't need to stick around too long.
What I'm thinking again is with the comparison to My Hero Academia is that I think it might be in part one of the reasons why people have kind of fallen off it a little bit. It doesn't get as much acclaim as it kind of does deserve because it's still good, but it's not the beginning anymore where lots of people were following it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not getting new fans anymore. It's now the 100 plus episodes shown, and it's quite a struggle to get into.
And it's the advantage of having the end in sight, if you will, with Demon Slayer is like, okay, you still know all of these characters are going to have some kind of conclusion.
No, with My Hero Academia, apparently we are reaching the final arc, so we will eventually get an end in sight.
Yeah, but where are we in terms of the manga right now is the point.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things I find interesting though with Demon Slayer is how many episodes / films, because don't tell me they're not going to do this again.
No, I'm pretty sure this is going to be. They're going to do this another time.
Well, if we take
I wouldn't be surprised if the whole conclusion is a film.
Yeah, if we take into account volumes 6 and 7 with it, or was it 7 and 8? Did you say was this film?
I'm just guessing.
We're guessing.
They already show like the manga chapters.
That structure makes me think that would be like another long series, another long season, then maybe a 12 episode or 2 movies or something.
To me, typically a season of an anime is 4 volumes long for like a one core show. 3 to 4 volumes is typically like.
Unless you Tokyo Ghoul, in which you do 7.
Yeah, but Tokyo Ghoul's the exception, not the rule. So, for example, before they fucked up Promised Neverland, that was kind of like the first 3 or 4 volumes.
It was the first 4, but I believe the very ending was around the beginning of volume 5.
Yeah, it's a bit similar to like My Hero Academia is the first 3 volumes, but the middle of the 3rd volume also covers the beginning of season 2. So that's typically the length you're expecting. So if we're going by, let's say we've had 2, in theory, as volume 8 makes sense because we've had like a 2 core season and a movie. So like that's about 8 to 10 volumes you'd expect the amount of time. So, but that would suggest we're like at the halfway point. It doesn't sound right.
No, too early for that.
Yeah, as I said, it's like 23 volumes.
There's a good portion of story yet to come that we haven't got.
So, and of course, we're going to get that in October. We're only a couple of months off, so it's a good thing that they managed to get it so everyone can see this film.
Yeah.
Give me a sec, I'll get actual confirmation.
But the question is, though, will they kill Michael Jackson?
I think he's going to be one of those villains who, again, has a very warped but a justification that guides his moral.
Well, we know he's got something to him because he has a family.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously,
it's whether that's a cover. I think that's probably a cover.
If so, the family are under very deep cover because we saw them privately, and they didn't act like they knew what he was doing.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Just to let you guys know, at this point we are around chapter, I believe, 66, because this is the chapter that covers Rengoku's death.
Yeah.
And
how many?
We're on volume 8.
We're on volume 8.
Okay.
So yeah, so we were right. So volume 8 out of 24. That suggests to me
three more of this length thing, basically.
3 more of this length. So that was just at least one more, either one more season and 2 more movies, or 2 more seasons and 1 movie.
I can still see them doing. I can kind of see them doing 2 movies. If the arcs are short.
I got a feeling though Ufotable prefers to make shows rather than movies.
You say that, but you've seen how much work they put in with the Heaven's Feel.
Yeah, that's
good
true.
point.
But again, Heaven's Feel was such a long arc that it kind of needed that.
Speaking of, when is the last one?
I'm looking out for it.
It's already out in Japan. We haven't gotten like any pre-order things.
Hence why this not been on this channel yet.
Please come out soon. Please come out soon.
Yeah,
it's very hard to avoid spoilers.
Yep.
I managed to.
Especially with how ravenous the fan base is.
Luckily, I'm not on I'm not on anime Twitter often enough to get spoilers, so it's fine.
I'm very good at avoiding spoilers on anime
Luckily
Twitter.
Luckily for me, most of my Twitter page is just memes.
Yeah. So what do you? So here's a thing about Rengoku. I actually didn't like his character design at first, but I grew to like it throughout the film.
I quite liked it honestly. Like he's a fire Hashiragi. Did they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a fire Hashiragi. I apologize if I get it wrong. He has sort of
fire dude.
He just sort of gets a fire. He has sort of a fire design. I think that's kind of fitting.
It was funny seeing his younger brother, who's just like
he's big,
exactly the same,
and his dad, who's almost exactly the same, though we don't see his face.
Yeah,
it's Milhouse syndrome.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's Milhouse's brother, Thrillhouse.
It'll be interesting meeting the dad character. He seems, what drove him to abandon his dream.
Well, mainly I did see ahead. We do actually see. I think Tanjiro does see his brother.
Incidentally, we do. Incidentally, I've seen ahead on Kaguya-sama.
Oh,
slightly. All I can say is, wow.
Season 3 come out soon. Season 3 come out soon.
Now, I showed you last one about the OVA where they all get naked.
No, not the OVA. I'm talking about the manga.
Because plenty of people have seen that.
And that's jeez.
Concerning.
Very
Very
concerning.
concerning.
Oh, no.
A lot of OVAs do that. I think We Never Learned did that with their OVA as well.
Yeah, though Kaguya-sama's is really borderline hentai.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Especially with Chica.
In the upcoming main series, as in like, so we're gonna get an anime adaptation, and it's gonna be like.
No.
Sorry.
I'm not saying the manga goes down that route.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
It's just
that.
the OVA.
The OVA,
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
yeah.
it's just more. Wow, it's going to go in some very big directions going forwards.
Okay.
So apparently, it's going to have more of a character. There's going to be more character arc.
Oh right, okay.
It's going to be more character driven.
I'll say again. Season 3, please!
It's
Good
already
news, it's
confirmed.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Come
Of
out
course-
soon,
of course
then,
it's
come on.
confirmed. Last season was.
I've got.
great.
I mean,
What?
last season was phenomenal. It's anime of the year for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Do you think, on that basis, would Kaguya-sama become the first of our anime to win twice? Could do. I wouldn't rule it
Well, it
out.
depends what else comes out.
Well, no, obviously. And
I mean, Kaguya-sama did come out in. Actually, spring season last year was actually one of the better seasons.
so do you guys? So how would you say your opinion on Demon Slayer has been affected by this film? I think that's the final point we want to go out on.
I'm so hype.
It
Yeah.
it hasn't really changed. I was really hyped for season 2 to begin with, and I'm still just as hyped.
Same.
I think it's actually improved my opinion.
Yeah,
to
I
be
agree.
honest.
I'm
Really?
on Cole's side.
I was not. That's a first. No, I know the joke you're about to make there. This is the last podcast. I'm 30.
All I'm saying, it's not your first round.
Ah, yeah, you're turning 31 this month, aren't you?
A couple of weeks. I'm turning 31.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know what you're thinking it, Reese.
Oh, I know.
No.
Oh, and fun fact for everyone, since our last video, I turned 24!
Hey!
I'm officially in my mid-20s.
Happy birthday. Happy day.
Yeah, and next year will be the 25th anniversary of my birth. Get ready for a celebration where I'll be releasing a bunch of things that everyone will be disappointed by.
Sorry.
And a new Game & Watch system.
Sorry, Elliot. We can only get the Game Watch out.
Fucking boo.
Meanwhile, Cal can't remember being 25.
1,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Oh, back in my day! We didn't have Dragon Ball Super, we had Dragon Ball and we liked it!
But in my day, GT was still canon.
Back in my day, the
the
most high-tech anime was Astro Boy.
For the record, I can remember actually having an argument on on the school bus home of what was the better Dragon Ball opening.
Oh yeah.
Because I said they all sucked, and because I said only the one that's actually an adaptation of the Japanese opening was the good one, and everyone said no, it was the Toonami one.
Rock the Dragon.
No, the Dragon Ball,
Oh,
bam,
that
bam,
one.
bam,
Oh.
bam,
I don't
and it's like,
any of the Dragon Ball.
oh, and then there was that awful one that was only in Canada for a while, but we got it briefly.
Which one was that?
That was the one.
Dreaming. Don't give it up, Goku. Dreaming.
No, it was that one. Dragon Ball, the ultimate battle.
I'm just gonna
yeah,
say
yeah.
thank God you didn't go into One Piece openings.
Oh yeah, no. I remember. I just remember that was the only anime everyone liked was Dragon Ball.
See, the only discussion of best Hunter OP is the only
The
OP
one
that
we-
exists.
So
Do you like the first half of the song or the second half of the song?
we all liked. We all liked this one.
It was amazing. Go watch it.
So
Seriously.
It's available through many digital shops now, and it's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I can say for certain we're all gonna get the Blu-ray when it comes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I love having that on my shelf.
Yeah.
So now it's time for me and Reese to really only have an opinion.
Oh, here we go.
I hope you're ready. These two are gonna talk. We're gonna vigorously make out. Go
So Gundam Hathaway came on Netflix.
Yep.
I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping we'd get a cinema release for it.
Well, it did in Japan.
Did in Japan, didn't over here.
No.
So
But it's a Netflix original anime.
I hate that so much! Netflix had nothing to do with it! You selfish bastards!
Trust me, it was worse with it was worse with Seven Deadly Sins, because in season 1 they actually said a Netflix original anime in association with Aniplex. No, it's not. Aniplex is the one. It's the main one.
yeah. Okay, let's get to the point on this one. Elliot didn't see it. Ren did,
I have
having no background.
no context.
I'm gonna say let's go to Ren's opinion on the film first. No spoilers, obviously.
I kind of I got the gist. I guess there's like revolutionary groups and like societies collapsing and things like that.
Char kind of fucked things up by the end.
I remember seeing people saying like he's the new Char, and it's just harkening back to Reese calling every Gundam villain a Char clone.
Yeah, a Char clone.
Am I wrong?
That's the term.
I think to him every anime antagonist is a Char clone. Madara from Naruto. Oh, what a Char clone! Is
it the general thought that Zex Marquis from Gundam Wing is the most obvious Char clone?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not even trying.
Especially because it's the same backstory as Char.
It's virtually the same backstory, yeah.
I was really just confused as to what was happening through most.
I love the fact they got the Sank Kingdom, a nation of pacifists. Wonder how they got invaded so easily.
Yeah. It was good. I like some of the action sequences. They were cool.
When you could see them.
I love the idea. I love the idea. Going back to Gundam Wing briefly. I will spread pacifism to the universe by blowing shit up.
Yeah. The opening sequence was great, but then the animation quality fell throughout. I noticed.
Yeah.
Until the.
And it's weird because it's a normal Gundam team doing this. It is still Sunrise.
Yeah, it's still
animated.
Sunrise.
Who, fun fact, is also did the Scarlet Nexus anime. The animation in that really is not good.
And also Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, no. I actually looked up Sunrise because I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I'm really not a fan of the Scarlet Nexus animation.
I'm agreed.
It's really bad, which is why I was surprised. Wait, it's done Gundam, Cowboy Bebop, Code Geass? I'm just like, what happened?
Yeah, pretty much anything Mecha is done by Sunrise.
Yeah, and
or Trigger.
No, it's mostly Sunrise now.
Mostly Sunrise now. Trigger's kind of moving away from it.
Yeah, because Sunrise did things in the 70s.
So, because Reese is a big Gundam fan, we're going to go last year. I liked this.
Yep.
But I didn't really love it. And I also kind of felt like coming out of it saying, this is kind of okay, but I think there's way better Universal Century Timeline stories that follow Char's counterattack.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it, Reese?
It was good, but very disappointing. It lacked a true ending for me.
Yeah.
Well, it's the first in a trilogy. So.
Yeah, but even still, look back at the original Star Wars trilogy. A New Hope had a definitive ending.
I don't know if was that originally going to plan to be a trilogy?
Yeah.
They had planned a trilogy at that point, but the point is, with Star Wars, they didn't start doing the to-be-continued stuff until the middle portion.
Yeah.
You know you've got an audience. That's what I was saying. If you're planning a trilogy, make the first one as self-contained as possible.
Just because it's a trilogy doesn't mean it shouldn't have like a conclusive ending. I recently, like last year, read a really good book series called Mistborn, and even the author said, if you just change a couple things about the ending, the first book would have been standalone.
Now, Char's counterattack is one of my favourite parts of the Universal Century Timeline. It's so good.
Yeah, which is now up to see on Netflix and Gundam's official YouTube channel.
And I'm also glad that on Netflix we now have the original Gundam as the movie trilogy. That's the best way to watch that original Gundam 1979. Because you cut through so much of the filler.
Oh yeah.
What is your thoughts then, non-spoilers, what do you think of the story structure and the main character?
It's taken a bit of a nosedive from Char's counterattack, because he's pretty much just, as they label in the film, the second coming of Char with full frontal.
You know, there's like, how many second comings of Char have there been now in the universe?
Literally about 5.
Like,
how much cum does this man have?
Now, my favourite,
is this meaning like Char is essentially Gundam Jesus?
Pretty much.
He kind of is, although I'd say he's more Gundam Che Guevara.
Yeah.
In a sense.
It actually is.
I never thought I'd hear.
But it's true though. Especially when we start getting to the later UC timelines where he comes back as a clone.
Yeah, no.
So is it?
Wait a minute, there's clones of Che Guevara wandering around right now.
This is Gundam Sephiroth, what?
Yeah, no, seriously, I think Final Fantasy borrows quite a bit more from Gundam than they claim to admit.
Oh, massively, yeah.
Now, the one thing also I find interesting is how they're kind of portraying the fact that dictatorships kind of didn't disappear with the Zeons.
Yeah, because at this point it's UC 105, and Zeon officially surrendered in UC 100 and gave up their autonomy back to the Federation.
So it's 5 years after the end of the 1 Year War.
Well, the 1 Year War was 0079 to 0080.
Yes.
So this is even further on after we've had the first Neo Zeon Civil War with Double Zeta, the second Neo Zeon Civil War with Charles Counterattack, and the third one with Gundam Unicorn. So Zeon tried to come back at least 3 times, and I just said, "Fuck it, we give up."
It's like that's the word. I remember you said that the rise of the Zeons mimics the Brexit referendum.
It actually was, because Zeon initially wanted independence from the Federation, because they're off in space, they're doing their own thing, saying, "We don't want to answer to these slubs back on Earth who physically deport us to space." Because that's how the space colonies first started. The Federation said, "Right, Earth's getting overpopulated."
Deported to space.
They literally are. It's brought up in the film Hathaway as well. Because the Manhunters come back, where they literally deport people off to space.
Trump to Mexicans.
Pretty much. It is. The Zeon. This is what I'm saying. People have been watching this stuff for years. Have you not realised?
Life imitates art. It's
So, obviously, you and me are the only ones who are very familiar with the Universal Century timeline.
Yeah.
Ren, how did you feel coming into this? No
experience.
It's like
other than Gundam: The Origin.
It's like I got that like, you know, it's meant to follow on from events that have been significant, and like, you know, it's not a bad jumping on point. It's just like, okay, there are things that are well established, but there were too many new things for me to be able to go like, okay, all of these different factions and these different people. I guess you need more of an understanding in order to properly appreciate it.
My favourite Universal Century timeline story is, and I'm so annoyed it hasn't really got a re-release in any sort over here yet, Gundam 0080.
Yeah.
Because that's really more of it's a very character-driven story. There's not a lot of action. It's very much about the consequences of war rather than, and more what happens to the people that are on the outskirts of a war. They're just sort of looking at it passively.
Yeah, for people who don't know, 0080 is also this war in the pockets. Because it takes place on one space colony.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's what I found interesting. They don't it's interesting. Like, will this be a big part now of the Gundam Museum? I think it will. I think they will put it.
Well, could you imagine trying to get the Kasai Gundam in there? That's nearly 30 meters tall and a massive Dorito shape.
Yeah, I really.
You couldn't fit that in a hangar.
I mean, I would say they could just, shrink the size down, but I feel like that would piss off Gundam.
Yes.
Because the point is technology. But before Gundam F91, where they were able to downsize tech with the miniaturization of the reactors, to get more power, they had to upscale everything. That's why the original Gundam was only 18 meters tall, but the Kasai is nearly 30 meters tall and as wide as a brick shithouse.
But it's with this new design. I like the new design.
Yeah.
But I think the size is a bit overkill.
Yeah.
I'd really appreciate the new design if I could have seen it at any point in the
film. This is some of the worst shot action in an anime film.
Because it's literally just turn the brightness down to 0.
Yeah,
I can't see anything.
I had to increase the brightness just so I could actually see what was happening. I shouldn't have to do that.
Also, we agreed on this, and I thought we were going to disagree on this one. Noah is a really boring protagonist.
Yeah, he's literally just somehow, because he was on the Federation side in Charles' counterattack, but now he's just embodied Charles' ideal saying, Charles was right all along.
Wait, I'm confused. Are we in spoiler sections? Or...
No, because if you're this far...
This is his character backstory, which is the motivation.
If you're this far in, you know who Noah Hathaway is, and... Well, although the film doesn't do a very good job displaying his backstory, which is annoying.
Yeah, they reference that he killed someone in, I don't know,
in a war
when he was a child.
Yeah, which was Charles' counterattack.
Okay, so he's not just a random guy.
Yeah, no, he killed someone during Charles' counterattack, and he was such a minor character up to that point.
Yeah, because literally he was just a petulant child who was in love with Quest, who was just letting his dick lead him everywhere because he was like 13 at the time. So so at the end of Charles' counterattack, he commandeers it. I think it's a Jagan, goes to space to follow Quest. Just starts gunning people down in his way.
Oh my god!
And then now he's on a total 180 and has absolutely no sex drive whatsoever.
Yeah.
So just then he's sharing a hotel room with a woman who's throwing herself at him.
Yeah.
And he's not taking it.
Yeah, and he's like, I hate women who walk around my room naked. It's like,
stop trying to seduce me, wench.
Back up, ladies! You'll never take opportunity.
No,
who is this guy? Scott the was?
I will point out Ren's line, "I hate women who walk around naked," is an actual quote from the film.
Really?
I was quoting. I was quoting that. It's just like first of all, why are you such a... I don't get...
Why is he this much of a dick? I know, I was like, wow, you really became a dick between films.
You could have just taken that who walk around naked from that sentence and just, I hate women.
Yeah, because literally the only thing they try to justify as, he's now leader of a terrorist group, so he's that mentally far gone, he doesn't care about anything else except the mission.
Which is...
I have no need for sex.
Yeah, it's not as if...
I shall castrate myself, I have no need for genitals anymore.
It's not as if they did
Get
that...
me the scissors!
It's not as if they did that in any other Gundam. Hero Yui!
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is one of the dumbest characters in Gundam.
Oh, massively.
Like, I just said this in my book. He names himself after a famous civil rights leader, and he's going undercover. So basically, it's me going undercover saying, "Hi, my name is Martin Luther King."
Yeah.
No, I actually have no relation to the...
That is literally the same thing from Gundam
It's literally
Wing.
what he does. He essentially, he basically names himself after the person who caused peace between the Earth and the space colonies.
Yeah, as he goes around blowing shit up.
And trying to be undercover.
Yeah.
This is... Gundam's weird, man.
Yeah.
That's like me just rocking, like going undercover and just going, hello, my name's Dominic Cummings.
Hi, I'm Mahatma Gandhi.
Just...
You have to think of a real world equivalent for that. That's hilarious.
It is one of those that I actually wrote that in my book when I was doing the chapter on Gundam Wing, which is weird because I can't hate Gundam Wing despite the fact I know it's one of the most flawed series.
How's the sequel to the book coming, by the way?
Very, very much in the early stages. I'm in the early stages, but I'm working on it.
I think that suspense of disbelief to an extent is useful for although you said there's loads of flaws in this film, at least you enjoy it because it's a what's it, dumpster fire. In a way that's enjoyable.
I wouldn't describe Gundam Wing as a dumpster fire.
No,
I would describe it more as a.
It's a piece of the time.
Do you know what it is? It's a good bonfire, but you get smoke in your eyes quite a bit because you've overdone it.
That's a good way. That's a good way of putting it.
So you're getting something good out of it, but you're also getting a lot of smoke in your eyes, and you can't really ignore the fact you're getting smoke in your eyes. So that's the best analogy you're ever going to get out of me. So that's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
Also, Gigi, her character, pick a personality and stick with it, woman.
Yeah, she's clearly just Quest 2.0 from Charles Counterattack.
I was like, okay, let's make this. We're going to make this really over-sexualized character. How are we going to justify it? Oh, she's a mistress to higher ups.
Yeah, she's like 20 years old. She's a mistress to an 80-year-old. And she's pretty much just a gold digger.
Well, you say that, but we also think that might be a cover for. So she might actually be the smartest person in the room. We'll have to find out in the next couple of films.
In several years.
See, the weird thing is, we're going to say, should we do a spoiler section? But I don't think there's much to spoil in this.
Not really, no.
Because it's it's really, they label it as, this is part 1 of 3.
Yeah.
As far as I can remember, all the significant tensions are just like resolved. So nothing much changes, I guess.
No, and it's like they kind of set up this rivalry between the captain and Noah.
So it's knowing Kenneth Slegg.
So would you say this kind of more feels like the beginning of a trilogy, like it's more just set up for a bunch of other things?
Yeah, but the point is, like, if we compare it to another film that we reviewed, which was the beginning of a trilogy, we knew was the beginning of a trilogy, but did a very good job beginning that trilogy. And making a good self-contained film. Heaven's Feel did that very well.
I was about to mention that. That film is still amazing.
Yeah.
Like if we compare,
it's sort of. I feel like it's sort of kind of. How do I explain it? It essentially sums up some of the main things with Heaven's Feel, but also elaborates more on it as well.
Also, can someone tell the Federation that's not how hostage negotiations work?
The point they try to make in the film is that the Federation is that far gone now. It's regressed back to the Titan days from Zeta.
It's like, okay, it's essentially when you get rid of dictatorship, do you actually end up inadvertently replacing him with an even bigger dictator?
Yeah, because as what's brought up during the film is that Char was right, he just went about it the wrong way. Because the Federation now is increasing pollution, as brought up by the taxi driver.
Because we have to bring a global warming conversation into this.
Yep, so all the greenery is dying out around the world, food shortages are becoming apparent, lack of fishing around the Philippines.
and everyone's kind of fighting over who's controlling the space colonies.
Interestingly, there's massive blue open oceans that they had in that boat sequence, and just like they're talking about all of the pollution, and they could have done the whole plastic in the water thing. They just didn't. I feel like that would have been.
They didn't go far enough with it. Like, if you like, for example, Cowboy Bebop or even Carol and Tuesday, they do a very good job showing how fucked the Earth has been for environmental damage.
It's just let's have this beautiful environmental vista. Like
hell, they could have at least said it's a sort of artificial hologram.
Yeah.
I think hologram technology exists in the Gundam in the Universal Century timeline at this point.
Yeah, but it's not nearly as advanced as that. Because at this point, it's pretty much just used for maps.
Here's the thing I really want to know. Here's the thing I really want to know from you, Reese. Where do you think this is? How do you think this is going to affect the Universal Century timeline overall? Because there's other stories that exist before and after this. I don't see how it's going to affect any of those really.
Well, this is only just volume 1 of the Hathaway's flash novel, so there's still 2 more volumes to adapt. And after this, 18 years after this film, is Gundam F91, where none of this stuff from Hathaway's been brought up.
So we now have to they're going to have to sort of truncatedly connect it to this thing.
Attempt to retrofit it round the side of Gundam F91 and Gundam Victory.
Not impossible.
No.
But very hard task ahead of them.
Yeah.
It's really like some of the other Universal Century timelines have had that story, but they've actually done a very good job because they've been very self-contained stories. Like War in the Pocket is very self-contained. It doesn't really have anything to do with Char or even much to do with the 100 Years' War. It's
War.
The 1 Year War. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up.
Because the only tenuous grasp from that is that the Alex in that film was meant for Amuro to pilot. Yeah,
that's the only real aspect that ties back to Gundam. Other than that, you could watch it by itself and it wouldn't make a single difference. No. Same with 0083 as well. 0083 does a very good job of being this self-contained story that anyone can watch. Like, I could give 0083 to Elliot tomorrow and he'd be able to follow that shit easily.
Is it related to 00? Because that's like one of the only Gundams I've seen.
No.
Okay.
No, it's
just because that's 0083 in it.
Yeah. 0083 is it's more relation to the year it takes place.
Yeah. Because it's UC 0083.
That's why when they changed it in they kind of changed it in Gundam Wing, like Gundam Wing the year is after Colony 195, which they don't repeat in every first episode. They bring back the year is after Colony 195.
And then for Endless Waltz, they changed it to After Mars.
Why did they change it for Endless Waltz again?
Because it's more set on Mars, apparently. It's got more to do with Mars. Because Mars has been colonised.
But surely Mars has been colonised very recently, so it's After Mars 1 or After Mars, something like that, not After Colony. The whole point is that was the space colonies was such a big deal in human history that it deserved a big restarting the clock.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Whereas compared to the UC timeline, what we haven't seen is that Jupiter is colonised now.
Yeah, that happened between films and no one mentioned it. We're gonna get a reference into 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Because that's pretty much only referencing Zeta through one character.
Quick question: how the fuck did you colonise Jupiter? It's a massive gas ball. You can't even stand on it.
Yeah. But it's literally on to the point now where most of the Earth's sphere don't even realise Jupiter's colonised. Because they thought, right, they've flown off in a fleet, we don't care, we're focusing on us now. Screw them, they can do whatever they want.
Is there anything else you want to bring up about the film, Reese?
Well, the Kasai Gundam's only in it for like 5 minutes at the end.
Yeah, this is a criminally short amount of mech battles in it.
Yeah. Because we got the air raid in Davao, which was good. It's a weird insert song, Tracer. That they play.
I kind of like the song, to be honest.
Especially because it plays on top of the nightclub scene, which is straight from Batman Beyond. If you remember that.
Oh, I love Batman Beyond. Did anyone, either of you two watch Batman Beyond?
No, I never used to.
Oh, it's so good.
And it's the futuristic one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched it.
I have it. I haven't seen it though.
I really like it. Apparently there is talks that they're going to do a film with Michael Keaton as old Bruce.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
So,
to wrap up, this film, it was decent. It's the start of a trilogy. It's not mind-blowing like other films.
I'm actually thinking we shouldn't really do the second and third. We shouldn't do the other two until they're all done.
Yeah.
I think we shouldn't come back to this topic until we get to the end of 3 and we can really look at it as a whole.
Yeah, to look back on the retrospective.
Because I feel like we're going to just be saying the exact same thing in the middle portion. It's just going to be a repeat of, well, this is really pointless. We're not really going to know how this is going to pan out until the end.
I think we can't just acknowledge this is episode 3 all over again.
Yeah, but I will say that the final shot of the film, where it's Hathaway on the boat, looks so bad.
Yeah, I know.
Because it seems superimposed on a real shot. And he looks so like stiff and that with the CGI.
Yeah. He looks stiffer than Stu in the Rugrats PS1 game.
Definitely.
In conclusion, the characters aren't very great. The challenges are very unrealistic. The deaths are hilarious. They're not all sad, and ultimately just not very good. And that's why I give King's Game a 3 out of 10.
That fucking old woman from the opening scene.
I was just going to say
so
about...
annoying.
Well, how funny is it though? Because it goes like a Japan Sinks hilarity moment where she runs into
Yeah,
the lift and knocks herself out. I burst out laughing then.
God.
Japan Sinks was still funnier.
I
am free!
I still have not seen that. I really want. I kind of want to.
It's dope. Just watch the deaths on YouTube because that's just the funny bits.
Just because I know, like, it's one of those films that's just hilarious.
And it saves you putting up with that fucking magic trick character.
Why did they not do Along Came Zeus with that scene from Japan Sinks? And then Along Came Zeus.
Let's see.
I've knocked my hat off.
As we mentioned before filming.
Oh
the
no,
first Gundam film.
his hat's off. They'll show his balding.
But yeah, saying it's the first Gundam film since 1982 to surpass 2 billion yen. Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's well, okay. So obviously they're going to treat. I think they're going to treat the next 2 films with a bigger deal.
Well, yeah. Do we think this is a sign for the future? Do we think Gundam's going to pick back up?
Yes and no. I think it will pick up a little bit, but it's still going to remain quite niche.
Well, let's face it, it won't pick up anymore with BBC Sport and the fucking Olympics.
Yeah,
not educated.
I'm gonna guess like the main. I'm not. What was I gonna?
I think what was good.
I'm honestly surprised, thinking like if it would pick up from anything, it would be from Iron-Blooded Orphans. Seeing how good that show.
But Iron-Blooded Orphans is done now.
Yeah, that's completely finished.
That they have concluded. I said the same thing I said when people say, "What's next for Evergarden?" after seeing the film. It's done.
Yeah.
This is. I won't spoil what happens, but this.
I'm saying. I feel like it would have bumped up again if it.
I think if there is a bump up in Gundam, they're gonna take a break from the Universal Century timeline after this, and they're gonna do a new timeline again.
The advantage of Gundam just having such a wide range of things means that you can have the self-contained things, and you can. I think if they go and do things for now, it should probably be self-contained, or at least reference things that are.
I think.
Relevant.
I think if my ideal world, the new timeline would be written and directed by Maria Koda. She did a fantastic job. Well, she didn't direct Iron-Blooded Orphans. She did that with Tetsuya Nagai. I mean, if he comes back and those 2 work together again, I'll watch anything that those 2 work on together because they're a fantastic writer-director team. But I love the idea that she would do the next one. Trust me, Elliot, you would love their work. You'd love Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Yeah. Again, I'm hoping to watch Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Well, we're doing the first 3 episodes in January.
Isn't it just
in October?
Isn't it just on Funimation though?
Yeah, no. I've decided since I've had to delay it because of various outcomes. I'm saying which can just be anything now.
I can recommend Hajime no Ippo now. I swear it's on Crunchyroll.
It's not. Yes, it is.
Oh, it is all there.
Some of it is. I'm not sure if all is.
Oh, okay.
Can you please not give me Hajime no Ippo if I do, because it's I should point out it's Reese and Elliot exchanging anime and it's me and Ren exchanging anime.
I was going to exchange mine with Ren. I have one for him.
Oh yeah, it's Elliot to Ren.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ren to Elliot. Ren to Reese.
Yeah, it's got to be.
So who's giving me one? It's Ren, isn't it?
Wait, what? No, because Ren's giving it to me.
So Reese can give it to you.
So I go to you. Yes, watch Iron-Blooded Orphans again.
And you can give it to me. I'm guessing.
Oh, good. Then I should. This is for October, by the way.
Yeah.
For October. I thought it was. Oh yeah, because we're not doing one next.
We're not doing one because the brilliant guy who gets us all to this event is going in
for an operation.
So get well soon, Steve. You're a fantastic driver.
Yeah.
I salute you.
Massively helpful.
And so we'll do it now, so we're not wasting time on the next one because it's a seasonal roundup.
In that case, Ren, I hope you haven't seen this yet. My one for you is Shadow's House.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
My one for you, Elliot, is one of my favorite underrated shonen. It's Blood Blockade Battlefront.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, I've heard good things about that
It
one
is good.
actually.
Yeah.
You're going to watch the first 3 episodes of that, and I think you will end up watching the entire first season by the time you're done with it. Incidentally, I'm going to say it right now, it's my favourite combo of OP and ED the first season, and it's my all-time favourite ED
Oh, really?
Oh wow.
at the end of this. This is my all-time favourite ED. It's such an extent I have actually got the song on my phone. I haven't purchased any other ED.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Um,
So, mine's yours, Cal. Have you seen Gundam Build Fighters yet?
I have not.
You are watching that.
It's
That is
not the
amazing.
same as Build Divers.
it's
It's not Build Divers.
What
Yeah.
No,
stream-
Build
what stream-
Fighters.
What streaming service is it on?
It's on the official Gundam YouTube channel.
Okay,
So you
so
can watch it all there.
I've watched the first 3 episodes of that. Okay.
Because I know Build Divers really wasn't good.
No, Build Fighters is amazing.
I watched like 12 episodes and stopped.
Yeah, it is so bad, Build Divers.
So
Mine will be Hajime no Ippo if it is on a streaming service, but I will double check. And
So,
if not, then I'll give you something else.
let me double check it now. I can go onto my Crunchyroll from here.
I'll just double check because it might be. I swear I remember.
Have you ever
seeing-
seen Hajime no Ippo, Reese?
Only clips.
So good.
So you.
Where can I watch Hajime?
So while you
No,
guys
no, it
do-
is first you can watch the first 3
Is that
episodes.
the fighting though?
Fighting Hajime no Ippo, the Fighting Rising.
Oh no, that's a sequel series. Hang on.
That's the only one available.
Yeah, because Don't Forget it has like 5 series, all labelled something
Yeah,
different.
I know.
No, I don't want to go to the Crunchyroll Virtual Expo. Piss off.
But Junji Ito was hosting and said, let's have
Not available in
Poggers
this country,
going in
Ren.
chat.
It's not available in this
Yeah, you
country.
can't say no to Junji Ito.
YouTube apparently.
Let me. Yeah, not legally.
Oh,
Mate.
right,
The difference is with mine and Reese's one.
It's legal.
It's legal.
Okay, I'll have another think.
Because you got well. In the meantime, we'll talk while you're thinking that. I've wanted to mention this on the podcast as well. Me and Ren invented an anime game when you're driving along.
Oh, it's fun.
It's called the AMV game. What you do is you get your phone out, you hit shuffle, and whatever song it lands on, you have to guess what the first hit on what anime comes up when you type in that song AMV on.
It'll be
YouTube.
Dragon Ball. It's always Dragon Ball.
Either that or if it's Metalcore or Death Note. Or Tokyo Ghoul, actually.
Most of them are Helsing actually.
Really?
Hellsing
I
comes
think
up
there'd be
when
a
we're
lot of Tokyo Ghoul ones.
Come on, let's have a go now. Let's have a go now. See if you can play along at home with this
Okay,
one.
so song. Let's go.
Let's hit shuffle.
Oh,
Hit shuffle on your feet. See what we get.
Okay,
So I can't cheat.
I'll
try and make sure it's.
do one from my phone.
For the
as
record,
well.
if you're going to do this, you need
Right. So the song is Raiding Blood Bliss Slayer. This is Helsing.
That's going to be Hellsing.
Yeah.
That's
This is
gonna be
Helsing.
Yeah.
And
I'll look up
if not, I think
some
possibly no. It's undoubtedly Helsing. It's not
Yeah.
going to be anything else.
raining
Unless
blood.
it's Berserk.
Oh, that's a good shout. Or maybe I reckon it might be a.
What are you going with?
Well, I mean, I'll go with Helsing.
I'm going Hellsing.
I'll go Berserk.
I reckon it could be Madara, Naruto.
Oh, that's another one. There's another one I could think of.
It's got to be the first hit. Remember,
Oh, actually, it could be Zoro from One Piece.
you got to make up your mind.
I'll pick Helsing.
I'm gonna go different. I'm gonna go Blood Sea.
Castlevania.
Oh, come on!
Alright, here's.
Incidentally, the second Hellsing was third. The second hit was Demon Slayer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Elliot, what have you got for us?
Caught in the Middle by Dio.
This one might not have a hit.
Yeah.
We have done it a couple of
Wait,
occasions.
how does it go? How does it go?
Don't
You
go.
can't
I
play
can't
copyright.
remember.
I
But I
reckon.
mean, it's Dio.
I reckon it's a Dio song, so I'm going to say a high fantasy anime.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say shonen.
I'm leaning more towards horror.
Yeah,
I'm thinking possibly Elfen Lied.
I'm gonna say Sword Art Online.
Shield Hero.
Fucking Naruto.
No.
Oh no, okay,
Or is
okay.
it-
It did not.
I think because we put Dio in it, it's probably going to go for JoJo's a lot of the time.
No, there wasn't a
Doesn't it
single
have
hit
one?
for that
Alright,
one.
try another one.
Yeah.
Try another one. What you got, Reese? Yours?
No, you guys can go. Because mine's all anime and Gundam related.
Geo,
playlist.
wonderful.
I don't know if we'll get one for this one. Absolute Zero Stone Sour.
I don't think
Don't think I've
I've
heard that.
I know. I have heard Absolute Zero.
Have you not?
I have, yeah.
No,
I
I
reckon-
reckon these two.
I reckon this will be a JoJo's one.
Bro, this is an awesome. That's an awesome song.
I'm gonna say Dragon Ball.
I'll go Bleach.
I'm gonna say Tokyo Ghoul actually.
Oh no! Maybe My Hero Academia with Todoroki. Because Absolute Zero.
You're all
freezing.
wrong. It's Black Lagoon.
What the
It's
fuck?
the first one.
This is bullshit.
Incidentally, SAO was the second place.
Oh, fuck off!
Oh, we don't know that's Child 2. Okay, I'll
Shuffle for yours.
I'll shuffle on mine. Hang on a second.
Feel free to play at home, by the way, by commenting down below who you think has the best hits.
No, definitely not. That's
Number
never
one
gonna.
is Reese, obviously.
No, that's too obvious.
Iron-Blooded Orphans! I've got it!
Okay, let's do this one. Save Me by Killswitch Engage.
Oh.
Save me from the nothing.
No, not.
just go to Evanescence.
I don't know.
It's from Daredevil, I get that reference.
This might sound how trash I am, but my first thoughts for that song honestly was the lyrics to Kiss Me. Kiss me under the milky twilight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay. What do we reckon? Save Me by Killswitch
I
Engage.
don't know how it goes again.
Even if I fall.
Dragon Ball.
Yes.
I'm going strong Dragon Ball vibes.
I don't know why I'm going Attack on Titan.
I'm gonna go Naruto this time.
My Hero Academia.
I think Attack on Titan's a good guess.
Close.
Oh,
Close
Dragon
rings.
Ball
Dragon Ball
GT.
GT.
Yeah.
It counts.
Who makes a GT AMV? Who does that?
Who watched GT?
Who puts that out there?
So that is a great game to
Yeah,
play.
it's a really
You
fun
will say if
game.
you're going to do this on the road, you need someone who has a good amount of data to search up on
We
YouTube.
could do this as a regular segment. I feel like this would be a good way to end
Yeah,
these.
I mean, you say that, but I remember we did the fake or real light novel or manga thing only once, which we thought we said we could make that a regular
that's
segment.
true, yeah,
Nope,
we did
haven't
say
done
that.
that in like
We
2
did say that.
years.
Well, it's because we forget these things.
Yeah, regular.
But-
Because it's that long between recordings.
Especially Calvin because of his age.
Wait, have you seen Bleach, Reese?
Look,
Only bits. And also Burn the Witch, which as we all know is Bleach.
Yes,
I-
it's the same thing.
I mean, I've only seen like just past the
Cool.
bound arc.
Oh, okay.
It
so
was
you've seen
it
the
was
opening.
not that long after we learned that Ichigo's dad was a Soul Reaper.
come on, Ren, you've got to have something.
So I'll go for Bleach if you haven't seen any of it before. If you haven't seen
You've
any
seen
of it.
bits of it, but
Yeah,
go do the first 3 episodes of
first
Bleach.
three episodes of
First 3
Bleach,
episodes,
yeah.
so it's going to be Bleach, Blood Blockade Battlefront,
Shadow's House.
Shadow's
Shadow's
House,
House,
the first 3 episodes, and I'll be watching the first 3 episodes of Gundam Builders.
Build
Build
Fighters.
Fighters.
Build Fighters.
Just don't mix it up with Bill Divers.
No,
For the
yeah,
love
no.
of God.
No, I've already
So
seen.
watch Build Divers anyway.
You son of a bitch!
Yeah, just come back.
Well-
Just come back. So I watched Bill Divers, Reese. What?
No, it gets even worse. I watched Build Divers Re-Rise.
Dear God, no! so I took up sadomasochism and I decided to watch Gundam Build Divers.
So, self-flagellation.
So I watched-
I had fun.
Thought I'd
So
punch
I wa-
myself in the balls for
So
25 minutes.
So I watched Gundam Build Fighters, and by that I mean I read the ecchi manga.
Oh dear God, there's so much.
It's a real.
Oh my God, the mother character gets looted so much.
Oh no.
So I will say we'll be back next month with our seasonal roundup. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for watching. We'll see you soon, guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Take
Quick,
care.
quick, grab Ripley.
Oh, no.
Bye bye.
Goodbye, guys.